all friendships are good for you. Here are the type of friends that might be secretly ruining your life. I've met so many people in my life and I became friends with a couple of them, and I'm here to tell you what type of friends you should avoid that maybe aren't as bad as in right now, as in right this moment, but will be in the long run if you keep surrounding yourself with these kind of people. I'm gonna start off with number one, which is gossip girl or gossip boy. The kind of people that live for the gossip. Like, who doesn't like a little gossip? I like to talk about what happens, but for example, I like to talk about what has happened to people and not like judge or talk bad about people. Like, I think there's gossip and gossip. The good gossip where you simply explain to others what has happened. So, I don't know, you say, have you seen they got together? Have you seen they're not friends anymore? This is not talking bad about somebody, it's just talking about what happened. And then there's the bad gossip where you say, look, they're not friends anymore. Yeah, I understand because she's so bad, and the other one, it's even worse. This is talking shit. And you shouldn't surround yourself with these kind of people. Because people who live for the gossip, one, have a boring life. Because how can you spend basically 23 hours of your day just gossiping? Like, your life is so boring that you have to talk about somebody else because your life is so boring, nobody listens. Second of all, if they talk shit or they just talk bad about anybody, why should you be the exception? Like, why do you think that when you're standing up from the table they're in, why do you think that you're not gonna be the next subject that is talked about in that table? These kind of people don't have not even a little bit of respect for their friends. They're gonna talk bad about you too. You're not gonna be the exception. Like, these kind of people, all they do is judge, judge, and judge. Like, it's not even about talking about other people anymore. It's just judging and like projecting their worries, their insecurities into others. Like, people that gossip all the time, for me, they're so insecure that like I don't want to surround myself with these kind of people. Second type of friend is the friend that doesn't support you. And I mean online and also in real life. So in real life, it's a little bit like easier to understand because if you, for example, explain that you've got a job or that somebody asked you on a date or that you got a good grade on your test, when you talk about your successes, big and little successes, you can see their face. And there are a lot of people that can lie very good, like they're very good at lying, but there are still body language and micro expressions that you can openly see, and you're gonna see that they're not really happy. Like, even if they say, oh my god, I'm so happy for you, it's not meant truly. Like, it's not like genuine, you know what I mean? It's not honest. But fortunately, it's easier to understand and see because you see it with your eyes. But maybe worse is people, like is friends that don't support you online. Like, I'm the perfect example. I have a YouTube channel, I have 2 YouTube channels, I have a TikTok account, and there are so many people, like we can say strangers, because I've never met them in real life. So many people that comment on my TikToks or that follow me on my TikTok or on my YouTube channels. I don't know them, like they're strangers. Still, they support me every single time. Like, every time that I post a video, they like, they comment, they subscribe, they give tips, they give compliments, like they support me. Even though they're strangers, like I don't know them, like I never met them in real life. And I actually do the same for others. Like, if I see a beautiful woman or a beautiful man, a beautiful boy, and I'm gonna comment and say, oh my god, your outfit looks amazing. Like, I'm gonna say everything good that comes to my mind. And if I don't want to comment, I'm gonna like at least. So if strangers can do that, like literal strangers can do that, why shouldn't your friend, do that? Like, it's not even you have to write a letter under my Instagram post. Like, no, you shouldn't. Like, but like a heart, like an emoji, I don't know, like something, or even just, oh my god, like, you know what I mean? Like, for me, it comes so natural to like these stories, and even if sometimes, like, it happens that people do not want to comment, like, on Instagram posts, like, they don't want to have it public, basically. And it happened to me, like, if I don't comment on Instagram posts, I will respond to their story. Like, I will write a message in private, and like always, it doesn't matter. Like, sometimes sometimes, okay, I'm not gonna comment, but like I'm 100% gonna like. So if my friends don't do that, for me, that is such a red flag. Because it's something that to me is so, like, I don't know how to explain it, because it's such a silly thing. Like, it's the most unimportant thing. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's such a little thing that anybody can do. Like I said, literally strangers can do that. That to me, our friends should do that like all the time. Like, it's not something that, like, it's something so little, so unimportant, like so dumb, that to me, if people don't do that, you're a secret hater. Because sometimes, like, if it's like that all single time, like every single post that I post you don't even like, are we even friends? Like, you like all the posts that you see on your Instagram page, but mine you don't like. Just like a tiny thing, like just putting a like, it's not even 1 second. So why don't you do that? Like, to me, that is simply a secret hater. Number 3, we have the buzzy friends. And I'm not talking about the people that actually work or study, like they literally don't have a single hour to spend with you. Like they don't even have hours to sleep. Imagine to go out with you. Like, I'm not talking about these kind of people. I'm talking about the people that say they're buzzy, but they're always out with other friends. So the people that really said to you, like, I don't know, I don't have the time to go out with you, but that is because their time, like the spare time that they have, they spend it with other friends. So that's why they don't have the time for you, because they have the time for other people. And I think that once you understand that, like, if you see that every single time it's like that, and I think sometimes it's not that easy to understand, like to detect in a way. Sometimes you think like it's just a coincidence, or like maybe they planned it like weeks ago. So sometimes it's difficult to understand. But if you have the instinct, like if you have the doubt that that might be your case, please run. Like, you're better off without them. Number 4, we have the friends that talk bad about other friends with you. So, okay, I'm not talking about the people that like talk bad about the people they hate. I think that that explains that maybe they have some communication problems, because I don't think that you should talk about that person with me. I think you should rather talk with that person about the problem. Like, I understand if it happens like 1, 2, or 3 times, because sometimes people just want to vent and talk about their problems, and in that way they can understand where the problem is. So I get it like the first 3 times. But if every single time that we see each other, you only talk bad about your friends and you still haven't solved the problem, maybe you're the problem. Like, why are you still talking to me about them? Like, you should talk with them about the problem, not with me. Like, and it comes to a time where it's not even like there's a problem, they just want to talk bad about them. Like, why are you even friends with them if you only talk bad? Like, then stop being friends. If you can't solve the problem, stop being friends with them. But I don't like that people, the only thing that they do is talk shit. Like, stop. It's just, I really have a problem with people that talk bad about other people behind their backs. It's just like, I hate liars. Like, I'm a Scorpio, and like the only thing that I want to know is the truth. I want people that are honest with me. So if you lie to my face or behind my face, even worse, like, one, I will know what happened. I found out everything. If not me personally, my dreams, my tarot cards, my astrology girlies, they're gonna help me. I'm gonna find out. Don't worry. And when I find out, it is about to go down. Like, you don't want to do that. I hate liars. I hate people that lie to my face, and I hate people that lies to other faces. Like, I hate liars. So if you talk shit about someone, don't do that with me. I will start to hate you and not the other person. Like, sometimes people want to talk bad about someone because they want to turn everybody against a person. But me, I usually hate the people, like, I kill the messenger, you know what I mean? Like, I hate the people that talk shit and not the people that are shit talked about. I want to get to know people myself before I judge anyone. Like, sometimes I have to try it on my skin before I can say, okay, this person is shit. Like, I'm not gonna hear other people talk about someone and I'm gonna make an opinion just through other opinions. Like, I want to build my own opinion. Talking shit about anyone, but especially your friends, is something that it's a big red flag. And two, like similar to the first thing that I said, if they talk bad about their friends, you're also their friends. So there is a high chance that they are talking bad about you with their other friends. Number 5, we have the people that don't do the same for you. And that can be applied to anything. You try to make time for them, they don't do that. I also understood that with birthdays, like how you treat them on their birthdays and how they treat you on your birthdays. So like it's not the same energy. Like I'm not even talking about the presents because that is another thing, but I'm more talking about how they treat you, how they make you feel on your birthday, like on such special occasion. Like it can be applied to basically anything, but like you see that they don't treat you the same. It's like you always do more than they do. And I think that that is something that in every relationship counts. So it should always be an equal give and take. So if you only give and they don't give, there's something wrong with that. So maybe talk about it, but if nothing changes, you have to go. Like you're not here to be anyone's therapist or like presents giver, or like just you have to be selective with the people you surround yourself with, and especially selective with the people you give your energy to. Like you can't give energy and like just expect them to take and not give. Like it's not fair, and it should be in a relationship. Another friend that you should avoid, and I don't know if that's the same like reversed, but I'm talking about girls because the majority of my friends have always been girls, but I'm talking about boy-obsessed girls. Do I say it right? Like girls that are obsessed with boys. Even here, like just people that obsess over anything, whatever it is. If someone is obsessing over a thing, it's not healthy. It's not healthy. It's just toxic. And even more when it's about boys, because these kind of girls will 100%, like 100% leave you for a boy. Like if you're gonna have an argument, they're gonna pick the boy. If they're getting in a relationship, bye, like you don't even exist to her. Or even worse, when like you enter a room and there's a lot of boys, or like there's just a lot of boys around, they're gonna act so different and maybe like and bring you down, like making fun of you just like in front of the boys. Like they're the worst. They're the worst kind of people. And I don't know if that exists in reverse, like boys that are obsessed with girls, but I don't think, like boys don't even like girls. Like boys don't like women, so I don't think that happens. The only topic they talk about is boys, and I find it so boring because one, I don't even know if I like boys, and two, because like one time, 2 times, 3 times, but then it's a little bit boring. Like they're not so special, so I don't know why we're always talking about them. And like it's just too superficial for me. Like we shouldn't talk about boys all the time. It's not necessary, you know? But yeah, like the most important thing is they will 100% leave you for a boy. Like it doesn't matter what happens, you're always gonna be after a boy. Like under a boy, you know what I mean? Like here's the boy and you're here. Always. Like it doesn't matter what happens, even if you're right in any situation, they don't see that. They see only the boy. And it's also like the girls that leave for the male validation. Like it's also the same thing. Like just people that crave validation in any kind of form is just people that shouldn't be my friends, because I really don't care about other people's opinions, and people that crave for validation are just insecure people, and I don't want that in my life. Like I really don't want that. And I should also say, like, another type of friend you should avoid is the insecure friend, because they will try anything to bring you down with them. Like if their confidence is here and yours is here, they're always going to try to bring you down at their level. Like you're not gonna feel comfortable. You're always going to feel that you have to be at their level. You shouldn't want that, because sometimes people do not want the best for you. If they see someone that is doing better than them in any kind of way, like their confidence, like their security in themselves, or like in school or work, I don't know, whatever it is, if they see somebody that is doing better than them, they will not try to better themselves and achieve that level of confidence or whatever it is, but they're gonna try to bring you down, because that is easier. Like me personally, I love to help my friends, but like when it comes to insecurities, I think that that is something that everybody should work on themselves and by themselves to adjust and like to better their sense of insecurities. Like that is not something that I should improve. I'm not a therapist. I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm not here to entertain anybody. It's a you problem. Like if I can help, I will help you, but I'm not here to try to bring you at my level. Like it's your job. Another friend is the friend that never talks. Like when an argument happens, instead of talking things out, they run. This is something that like my rage, I can't even explain it. Like my skin burns because I hate people that run instead of solving their problems. Like if we have a problem, like if there's something that you don't like about me, that you don't like about my behavior, we should talk about it. You shouldn't run. Like what do you solve running? Like for me, that only shows that you're insecure and that you can't really solve the problem, like because you're the problem. That's the thing. Like if you run, the only thing that I think is they were the problem. I'm sorry, because I'm here and I want to try and I want to solve the problem. I want to talk things out and try to see what we can do. But if you run every single time, I'm sorry, you're just an insecure kid. That is so childish. Like, how old are you? Like, it's just you're immature. Like, there's nothing to explain. Like, I don't care if it's your trauma. I don't care if it's always how you behaved. You're not gonna behave like that with me. Like, yeah, you can, but I'm not gonna be your friend. Like, you're gonna be 100% sure I'm not gonna be your friend anymore. Like, every single time you don't even talk. Like, all you do is run. And then the worst is that, like, after a month or even just after a day, they behave like nothing happened. Like, they didn't do anything. We didn't even argue, like nothing happened. And then when another argument happens, because things build up, if you behave like it didn't happen, it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Like it happened. I remember that. And you also do. You're just acting like it didn't happen. And these things, these arguments build up, and someday this will explode, and it will explode like 100%. It always happened. Like another thing they do is like they blame you. A new argument happens and they're gonna say like, and remember you did that and that and that and that, like things that you did 2 years ago. But they bring it up 2 years later and say you did that, that and that. Yeah, I did that, that and that, but have we talked about it, or did you run the thing every single time? Yeah, we should have talked about it, but 2 years ago. Now it's too late. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna talk about it. And I'm not even taking it into consideration because you're just too late. You should have talked about that problem when we had the problem at that time, not now. Now we don't have a problem. Like that is not a problem from today. Like it's just childish. It's just a child for me. You shouldn't surround yourself with kids, because if you want to have a kid, you can have a kid, a brother, a sister. But friends, they shouldn't be children. Also related to that one is people or friends that don't take advice or critics. Like whatever you say, they take it so personally. They're almost crying every single time that you just talk. And these kind of people, to me, they're just too insecure to be my friends. Like, no. I'm also talking about the people that they do something that everybody, like not even me, like everybody in this world would say this is a thing that you shouldn't do, like that is really wrong, but they do it anyway, and like every single time. And they're coming back here and say and cry, and I'm that kind of friends that will tell you how it is. If you want to cry, you can cry the first time, the second time, but I'm not gonna be there to help you anymore, because you're just doing everything wrong and you won't take advice, you won't take critic. You're on your own, I'm sorry, but your decisions shouldn't affect me in any way. So I'm the kind of person that tells you what you should do and what is best for you. But if you don't do that, it's your problem. It's not my problem anymore. Like I did what I had to do, and if you decide to do things wrong anyway, that is a you problem. And last one, we have the friend that only talks about themselves. I want to lose my mind. Like, I lose my mind because sometimes that is even difficult to detect, like to understand if that's the case. But like sometimes you think, okay, we had this conversation, like I had this conversation with this person, like they talked and talked and talked. I sometimes did talk too, but like, have they asked me a single thing? Like, did they ask me how I were, how my day was, what I was going to do? Did they ask any question to me? Like, did they even talk to me, or did they only talk about themselves? I'm a person that loves to listen, and it's just like, I don't understand. Like, I understand it a couple of times, but like if it happens all the time, there's something wrong with that. Like, maybe you're just too self-absorbed. Like, if we're having a conversation, it should be like, we talk about you and I give my opinion, we talk about me, you give my opinion. Like, it should be equal. But if you only talk about yourself, it's like we're having a conversation, like we should engage with each other. But I'm more talking about like, we see each other, maybe it's been days, and the only thing you do is talk about yourself. It's just like, I don't get it. Like, do you even care about me, or it's just only about you? Like, it appears to others, because to me, no, it appears to others as confidence, like being self-obsessed, but to me it's just, you're so insecure that you have to talk about yourself. Like, you have to talk good about yourself so that people will also think that you're good. But I've always said that confidence is silent. Confidence is calm. Like, you don't have to talk about your confidence because people see it. They don't have to hear it, they see it, you know? So if you only talk about yourself, I'm gonna think, damn, you should really work on yourself. Like, this doesn't look good. Like, it always comes to insecurities. And I think that's the worst, like that is the worst kind of person to surround yourself with, but because they're always gonna bring you down, and they're always like taking, like they're also energy vampires, like not even to talk about that, because energy vampires also like people that only use you for anything that is, like they only take your energy. And I've had a lot of energy vampires in my life, but it's not beneficial. It's beneficial for them, but not for me, because they only suck your energy out of you, and you're gonna be like, where did it go? Like, suddenly you don't have energy anymore, you don't have confidence anymore, you don't feel well, like you don't feel secure in yourself, like you don't feel like yourself at all, because they took everything. And then you're like, how did this happen? Like, also, I think that you should always notice is how you feel after you hang out with somebody. Like, if you feel energized, if you feel happy, if you feel motivated, if you feel inspired, like you want to see them again, that is perfect. But if you feel any other way, like if you feel angry or sad or nostalgic or like drained, if you feel tired, a huge red flag. You should really be careful about that. So that was it. I hope this video helped. If you want, I'm going to make a part 2, or if you have any questions about friendships or relationships in general, let me know and I'm gonna make a new video about that. I hope this video really helped you, and if you're making friends, please watch this video again and see if your new friend is part of one of these types of friends. If you see any of these in your current friends, please be careful, like analyze it, but be careful. And we're gonna see us in the next video. Bye! Mwah. Let your edge out to some iceberg, you'll be heavy in my mind.